What up, guys? Dan here. So today I'm going to show you how to think about paid media as an agency owner and how to allocate the right budget towards every channel. What you see right here is our calendar here at PurpleFire, and yeah, we're strapped in, we're booked up. We have a good sales team in place, so we have a lot of meetings. And if you ever want to get calendars like that just filled up and booked out, well, then you'll need to have a really good paid media strategy in place. And today I'll just talk in depth about how to put the right focus. So let's just dive into it. And by the way, if you want the full access to this, you just click the link below and schedule a call with me or by direct access to the full agency mentorship program. And you can find all the details below. But let's dive into the video. So the first thing I want to talk about, you might be familiar with this overview by now, but the first thing I want to talk about is allocation of budgets. And we found the most success on Meta. It scales extremely well. And so I would put about 80% of my budget into that right away. This is super good if you are an agency owner below 100K a month, because you're going to see the most growth here. And still to this day, even at $500,000 a month, we are allocating 80% of our budget towards Meta ads. The funnel that you will run the most is going to be a straight up, ad to landers and then straight to book a call with the right qualification, audience, and basically creative in place. You will get the algorithm to a level. You will season the pixel to a level where it will be able to find people that are actually interested in your services. Of course, it's not just like plug and play 5 minutes and you're good to go. You need to have a good service. I have a video for that in my course as well. You will need to check different service offerings that make sense until something just clicks and you have what we know as service market fit. You need to have good creatives. As you can see here, you will need to have a good lander, a good VSL. None of those things are complicated, but they just need to be in place. And then ultimately, when you set it up perfectly, you will be able to tell the algorithm who you want to target and who you don't really want to talk to as well. And that's really, really important. Now, besides running ads to this campaign, which I think goes against a lot of other agency owners out there and what they do or what they preach, but this is just results from my agency running so much budget here. You can just see we spent almost $1,200 yesterday, and the algorithm caught what was that, 4, 5, 6 calls, but we booked over 15 calls, and that's because we have organic working for us, we have Google, we have other things, and plus the ad manager doesn't even count all. But that's just to show you we have large scale, and that's what I'm basing my insights on. The second thing is also, obviously, you can spend money on other things like YouTube ads, Google ads, and I'm going to dive into that as well. But don't overcomplicate things for yourself. If you're just starting out, you're not running ads right now, just focus on getting Meta up and running. That is your first job. You don't want to overcomplicate. Then once you have that up and running, what you can do to diversify a little bit is you can run Google ads as well in YouTube. So we run YouTube ads to content that makes us, content experts. So we have case studies, we have, like a video about how to find the right agency. We have a video about what it's like to work with us, and that can run as remarketing. When people already watch some of our content, we might show that video, or we might show that video if they've been on the website and so forth. So this is powerful, and we spend a lot of time on that, I think. Here you can see that if you go to my YouTube channel inside, you can see I got almost 100,000 views on this case study. And that's not organic, guys. That's because we're also running paid ads to these kind of videos, and that helps us. That's 5-10% of the marketing mix. Why it's really, really important. You can also run ads to PPC. So this is your typical pay-per-click ads, and you can do something like development agency in whatever, Berlin, just to say a random city, and that works really well. Location-based services are really, really good for PPC because they are looking for an agency in your city. So you always have a massive advantage if you are in that city. But it can also just be in your local language and then the service you're looking for. So it could be, development or Shopify agency, and then it could be obviously translated to the language in your country. So that works well. We also run some service-based ads, but we haven't seen tremendous amount of success with CRO, which we did previously as our sole service. Now we are full service. It's something we need to revisit again. But I will say one thing: location-based and localized for the language works really, really good for PPC. That's my big take on this. You also want to set up a little campaign for brand terms. So if people search for your agency name, your ad is going to show up, and you're not going to pay a lot of money for that. But you just want to make sure you protect that, because there's going to be a lot of competitors that will bid on that. And also if they write your agency name plus the service, so for example, PurpleFire conversion rate optimization, then you're going to get a lot of people that will bid on that because it has the service and your brand name. And if you're not protecting that, you're going to get below in the ranks, and you might lose a easy sale as well. So you want to set those things up. I recommend the brand terms first. You can forget about all this stuff for now, but PPC ads can definitely work, especially if you're smaller and in some industries. Now, the other 10%, the last 10% can go towards other things, and here you really have to experiment. So say 10% or so towards something like a webinar, community, lead magnets. That's about 10%. And then there's one outlier where I wrote as much as possible. And the reason for that is you want to actually get as many sales as possible for digital products that can be delivered with zero fulfillment. And the reason for that is if you can do that at a positive ROAS, so anything above 1, then you're actually making free money almost, which you can then use for your paid media campaigns to get calls for your agency. So the really, really good agencies are able to get that to a point where they can almost run their ads for free, or something like with 20% discount, 30% discount, 40% discount. And that's huge, man, especially us. Like, we're spending over $30,000 a month. If we could get, a third of that covered, that's $10,000 that we would just put in our pocket. Not to mention we're getting tons of sales, which are people that are interested in your product that you can then ascend towards other things, getting a setter in touch with them, call them, ask them if you can help them in any way. Maybe you can do an audit. Maybe they're qualified. Maybe they meet your ICP. So, they're within your target range of, let's say e-com businesses over $100,000 a month. And then actually they would be qualified to do a discovery call. They might also not be ready, but you're then serving them your newsletter from the email list, and there's a lot of value in that. And then slowly they get to digital products, community, free resources, and so on. So this is really, really powerful. And guys, that's my take on budget allocation and where I would put my money if I was starting over again. We're still running true to, or we're still keeping true to these numbers. If you want more of this, you can click the link below, and you can book a discovery call with me. We can talk about if it makes sense for me to come out and help you scale your agency. You get full access to my 50-hour course. You get access to me in a private Slack channel. You get access to a community. You get access to webinars. So very powerful stuff, but obviously not everyone is ready for that. But if you are, you can click the link below. I'll take it from there. But anyway, have a great day. Bye.